Hello everyone, Lucky Chloe here to commentate on RWBY Volume 8 Chapter 2. Now before I go into my thoughts, let's summarise the plot. So Crow, Robin, Jux and Watts are all imprisoned in adjacent cells. As Robin and Jux argue, some soldiers arrive to take away Watts, and Crow declares his intention to kill Ironwood. Back in Mantle, Joanna takes on the microphone of a reporter to get out the message that all should evacuate to the crater. Yang, Jean and Ren take some hover bikes from Pietro's workshop, with Oscar riding along with Yang. Ren and Jean combine their semblances together to protect the evacuees from grim attacks. An older woman objects to being taken to the Faunus slums, but Yang tells her off. Now, in Oscar's head, Ozpin reveals to Oscar that their two souls are eventually going to merge, and Oscar shows great unease about this. Penny, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Nora and May go to a building owned by Snow Shipping, a Schneedus Company subsidiary, to use their pneumatic tubes to get to Atlas. Penny expresses to Ruby her discomfort with going against Ironwood, and with her new role as the Winter Maiden. Weiss finds the correct tube and explains how to use it, only for Nora to launch her through it. Yang, Jean, Ren and Oscar regroup with Fiona and Joanna, who describe the plan to convert mine shafts into shelters and root refineries for fuel. Fiona gets a report of a grim attack in the east, and the group go to investigate. The Hound grabs Oscar and uses him as a shield, but when Ren yells it to give it back Oscar, the Grim says the word no out loud. It then sprouts wings and flies away with Oscar. Despite Fiona telling them of another grim attack to the west, the three choose to chase after the Hound. Alright, now summary out of the way, it is time for the thoughts. It really does seem like the crew are painting Ironwood to be the villain this season.
We can do something. We can kill the man who put us here.
Kill the man that put you here. Crow, let's actually think of the reasons for that. Maybe because you resisted arrest? Maybe because you fought against the leader of Atlas's top group of hunters and huntresses? Or maybe because you teamed up with the murdering maniac who took out an entire election party to fight the man who ended up being brutally murdered by this murderous maniac? But no, you want to blame Ironwood, because it's his fault really.
How could you do this to me?
Is anyone else seeing the lack of logic in this? I find it interesting that the Faunus racism is being picked up on finally, since it was almost completely ignored last season, albeit about 2 references. I like how Yang stood up for the Faunus, but I think it would have been way more satisfying if this was coming from Blake. She was very vocal about Faunus mistreatment the past couple volumes, so her silence on it in the racism capital kind of baffles me a bit. I like that they finally decided to pay attention to this. It looks like the issue of Oscar's fate is finally being discussed, and I'm all here for it. Oscar is a 14-year-old boy, and he had no choice in joining the team. When he was first found, he was a farmhand helping his family, and he had his whole life ahead of him. He could have been whatever he wanted to be. When Ozpin joined him, his entire life changed, and he had no say in the matter. Not only did he have to leave his family and all that he knew, but he also had to constantly put himself in harm's way to stay with the group and accomplish a task that was never his own. He was also in the dark as much as Team RWBY that he would eventually lose himself, which was really snaky of Ozpin to not tell him. That he was just another one of Ozpin's lives. Ozpin can also take over at any time. His whole being is eventually going to be hijacked, and concern of this should have been addressed from Season 6. Would any of you accept this fate? No, but Oscar never got to choose this life. He was dragged into it. Now, I think this semblance was pretty damn cool. The lack of concern from everyone here really bothered me. A move like that could have killed Weiss, and no one is reacting, and Nora even giggles about it. The inaction here also bothered me. Hello guys, shoot it! Hello? Why are you all just watching?
Wait! It's using Oscar as a shield!
Oh, I see. Okay, right. How about you get him now? Or now? Now? Guys, the team's inaction really bothered me here. I understand that earlier they couldn't shoot because it was using Oscar, and the plot called for him to be taken to Salem, but there were ample opportunities to save him here. I'm wondering how this confrontation is going to go in the next chapter, and if we're going to see Ozpin come back. Anyway, thanks for watching. What did you guys think of this chapter? Did you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments, and see you in the next one.